Hi, my name is Paul and welcome to our restaurant kitchen. And today we're going to show you how the Mini is the perfect piece of equipment to work in any restaurant environment, and whether it is in a section within your restaurant, from garde manger to room service. We're going to run through in detail how the oven gives you the maximum amount of flexibility. As you know, we have our larger units in the premium brand of Convatherm Max Pro. And again, that is ideal for any large volume cooking within your kitchen. And again, is a mainstay within your kitchen equipment for the setup and mise en place. However, we also have our Convatherm Mini, which again gives you that same quality and features within a combi oven, but just within 51.5 centimeters wide. So it is the perfect addition to your restaurant kitchen, or as an oven within a section, whether it's garde manger, room service, or even pastry. So today, we're going to, along with Andy, our corporate chef from Convatherm, we're going to run through the features and benefits of our Convatherm Mini.
Yeah. So I think the beauty on our new Convatherm Mini is the flexibility. Like Paul already said, our Max Pro, they are for the main production for the whole kitchen. So the Mini on each individual section in the kitchen gives every chef the most flexibility. Because, like Paul mentioned, it's a fully equipped combi oven with all the opportunities and all the different cooking applications what we are used to from Max Pro. So here on individual station with our new Mini, we can do, for example, sous vide cooking in perfection. We can steaming, we can roasting, we can grilling. So, and beside that, we are not blocking for a small quantity our bigger units what we do for the main production. So, and Paul, you're from UK, and I think most of you like beef.
Yes, we do indeed. So today what we're going to show, and what Andy mentioned before, is we're going to be doing beef cheeks. Again, we're going to do them slightly differently. We're going to be doing a low temperature cooking, which Andy will explain a bit more in a moment. But again, going back to our Convatherm Mini here, a bit of an explanation around the Mini here. This is our Easy Touch 606. So this takes 6 2/3 GN, but you could also fit in 4 65mm trays as well for great capacity. And again, as Andy said, we can steam, we can use combi, we can use overnight cooking for this example. So we've been steaming, overnight cooking with our beef cheeks, which we've vac packed. So let's just have a look inside our oven. And again, look at all that beautiful steam coming up. And then here are our beef cheeks. And again, the 606 Mini here is ideal for doing small production. So we don't need to go and do such a small amount in a larger oven, and therefore we're not tying up the oven during the day. We've got our own little production oven here, so we're being more efficient in our station.
So I think I can use the time to explain a little bit how we actually did the beef cheeks. We used our preset LT cooking for that. The beauty here is that either Paul or myself or you don't have to think about time, temperature, parameters and so on. Everything is preset in our Mini. So when we are under the chef's head in manually cooking, you have this little plus over here what brings you to LT cooking. Now you can actually choose your cooking method, pure steam, combi or convection. That all depends what type of meat you're actually looking for. For our beef cheeks, we use pure steam. If you're doing red meat like a roast beef, you would go for convection here. So let's just simulate our beef cheeks. So we use steam. The next step is you're choosing your doneness, rare, medium, or in this case, well done, fully cooked. You can always, by a fingertip, adapt the final core temperature to your needs. The default setting would be, in this case, 72 degrees. You're confirming it, and now you can see in the overview that we have multiple steps. So like we did yesterday around 10 p.m., Paul started the overnight cooking for steam well done with our beef cheeks, and then the unit automatically goes through all the different steps. Until now, it was in infinity mode. It's actually holding the product by core temperature and makes it nice, soft, tender, and juicy.
So again, Andy, here's our beef cheeks. So again, we've used, again, the sous vide method to, again, retain all the flavor in there, breaking down that collagen nice and gently. So you should technically,
a spoon is supposed to be enough. So because we cook it so gently over such a long period of the day, or the night actually, the meat is juicy, less shrinkage, but still, when I go in with a spoon, just tender like butter. So it's just falling apart nicely. So quite a tough type of meat actually, beef cheeks, But if you cook it gently over this long period, it just comes out beautiful. So I think, Paul, you already glazed one.
We are glazing one now. And
so I think we need some sides for this now. And our mini is still hot in the background. So we can go now into pure steam, 100 degrees, set a timer to infinity. And we are doing now the sides. On the side, we are having some nice bread dumplings. And we want to do some fresh steamed vegetable, in this case, broccoli and some carrots. So for that now, 100 degrees, infinity time, we're pressing start, unit is ready to go. Open the door, load in our vegetables and our bread dumplings. So now we are coming to another really cool feature, because in the kitchen, especially at the a la carte service time, it's getting extremely busy. And instead of having different timers in front of you, we have a feature in there, it's called tray timer. And with the tray timer, I'm able, or Paul is able, to give now each individual product inside the individual right time. So let's say for the bread dumplings, we need around 10 minutes. And for our fresh steamed vegetables, we just need around 6 minutes. So the beauty here is now, even you're in rush, even you're busy, even I'm leaving my section in the kitchen, Paul comes around, the mini will remind him by an acoustic signal, and also he can see on the screen exactly which tray he has to remove.
Again, the beauty of overnight cooking, as we said before, is we have now done a dish in advance.
True.
We haven't had to work during the busy period of the kitchen, so we're not taking up valuable time and space. All our mise en place is done when in a quieter period, and now we're ready to go with our first dish in a couple of minutes. Right, Andy, I think the vegetables are now done, and I can see obviously it's flashing red, so that's telling me that it's all finished.
Perfect, exactly. So here now we see on the screen, first of all, we hear it, and we see on the screen exactly which tray we actually have to remove. So we take out now those beautiful steamed vegetables. I mean, look to this color, bright and green, nice orange for the carrots. If we would do now for preparation, we would put this in a blast freezer, but we are using it right now. So Paul, could you just get them some flavor? Thank you. Thank you. And I also have our nice bread dumplings, what I place over here. And now let's set up our beautiful beef cheek dish. So we got a nice bowl over here. Then we have this nice, tender, cooked to perfection beef cheek with a beautiful jus. Paul, one dumpling, two dumplings?
I think I'll just go one, thank you, Chef.
Yeah, it's quite a big beef cheek, what we got today. So we glaze it with some sauce. Look at this, beautiful. There we are. And I get us some garnish from here.
And there's our lovely steamed vegetables.
But still al dente, not overcooked. But the beauty here with this perfect climate inside our Convotherm Mini in steam, the vegetables keep their coloration, it's bright, not dried out at all, and it's just looking fantastic. So when you look at this, a beautiful, simple dish, I would say, but made in perfection, and it's so enjoyable.
Right, now Andy, we're going to look at a salmon dish. Now,
Right.
Typically when we've gone out for a meal and you have salmon, you tend to get it well done, and especially in our case, being British, we like it battered.
Yeah.
However, we're going to do something a little bit different, again showing how the Convotherm Mini has the perfect steam saturation for the perfect salmon. So, run through with us what you're going to do.
So actually what we want to do is we want to steam or poach the salmon really, really gently. And we have to be careful. There is only a thin balance between perfectly cooked salmon or getting it overcooked. So the beauty here is that the salmon is a great indicator if the temperature in the cavity, the steam saturation was right. We have this beautiful, nice orange color, and when salmon is getting overcooked or in a too hot environment, then the nice orange color turns into a white layer on, so the albumin comes out, it's getting dense, and then we actually get the result where most people are getting used to, overcooked salmon. So we want to do this actually in perfection, in the right equipment. Thanks to our climate management, the new Mini will take care that we have a warm, humid, gently environment, what is just perfectly to actually simulate sous vide cooking inside our Mini. So for that, I'm just setting up our unit. We are going to the chef set, pure steam. We are choosing now a cavity temperature of 45 degrees. And I'm not using time now. I'm using now the core temperature probe to ensure that the salmon is fully cooked inside of 42 degrees. And we are choosing to make it even more relaxed and gently inside the cavity and reduced fan speed. So the goal is actually to have, in roughly with the core temperature probe with this size, after roughly 20 minutes, salmon what still looks like raw salmon, like sashimi, but fully cooked. And it's supposed to melt in our mouth after that. So let's press start. And let's place the tray and the core temperature probe. Close the door, and that's it. The beauty now is also here, when the core temperature is reached inside the product, the Mini will give us a signal to take it out.
Now, typically, as I said, you would be doing that type of dish like we did the beef cheeks, where you'd be sous videing it and vac packing it. And again, typically, you'd use a water bath, very similar to this. But again, by having the Mini, besides obviously the low temperature cooking part we looked at, that can obviously replace that piece of equipment, but also we're saving on the plastic bags as well, which is quite important in this day and age. So again, you don't have to have another piece of equipment. The Mini can do it for you, showing another great flexibility of that small, compact combi steamer.
So, Paul, our salmon is ready now. Let's have a look how it looks like. So the beauty is it's so 45 degrees, I don't need a towel actually. So we just remove carefully our core probe. Now look at this.
That looks fantastic.
That's what I said before. So we have now a salmon here, no white layer on the surface. So it's just super soft. It's really enjoyable to eat this. And like I said, it will melt in your mouth. So Paul, can you heat up our beetroot to build up our dish? And like I said, the beauty now with this type of salmon, we can also use this to do this type of preparation. So for example, we do this in the morning, chill it down, and then we can just for dinner service, we can torch it or we seal it quickly on a grill, but inside the texture will be just phenomenal. And we want to make now a nice dish with a beetroot carpaccio underneath, together on top of it our salmon, and then we want to have a horseradish foam and then some nice garnish.
So there's our beetroot, and then we're going to get our
some foam, fantastic. So I take the centerpiece. So actually I think I can also just show actually that the salmon is fully cooked. So when I have the salmon, look how soft this is, but when those layers separating easily, then it actually shows me it's fully cooked and it's just perfect inside. So it's not raw anymore, but it feels and tastes so soft and juicy that you would expect it's raw, but no, it's just made in perfection. So we're doing our salmon on the edge. Then we need our horseradish foam.
So there's our foam, Andy. So we're just going to spoon a little bit on there. And again, this is down to the perfect steam saturation. And look at that, that's fantastic.
Beautiful.
So final garnishes, I think.
Beautiful. And some red flowers there as well. And some of this. Actually, a nice, beautiful dish. Beetroot carpaccio, low temperature steamed salmon in perfection in our new Mini. Horseradish foam and just some garnish. Just enjoyable to eat. Simple dish, simple product, made in perfection. All right. Now, actually, it's time to do some really nice steaks.
Fabulous.
So we want to do now a nice, perfect medium grilled steak. And for that, we seal it first. Yes, I could also grill it with the right accessory inside our Mini, but here we have our induction field or you have a grill in your kitchen. Just we use the traditional way. So Paul, if you would mind. Nice big steaks, beautiful.
So Andy, we've sealed our steaks now. Again, as you said before, you could have used it on a char grill or another piece of equipment, but we've sealed it here because we want to do two things. First of all, just want to seal it, because if I leave it there cooking, I start to get this the grey ring, or the bullseye ring we call it. So I'm going to take it there and leave it in our oven, which is going to give us the correct climate, the correct temperature to give us a really good, perfect cook. So therefore, I'm not having to worry about whether my steak can get overcooked. The oven is set to make it really nice and simple and easy to use.
So it is actually like a holding cabinet.
It is, and therefore I'm in control. I can seal my steaks, they go into my oven, and then I can concentrate on other things during the service, so I'm not having to worry about looking at multitasking. The oven is doing the most important job on a really important piece of food.
So if you wouldn't have a Mini on your station, you would have a holding cabinet instead. So here you have more or less a multifunctional cooking platform, plus it also covers the additional equipment.
Absolutely. And again, it's very, very easy. So again, if I was to go to my cookbook, okay, I can have my favorites. There you can see I have my steak medium profile already set. And as you can see now, we have it at the temperature of 65 degrees, and we're going to run it for 12 minutes in convection. No core probe, and then press the start button.
There we are.
Oven is ready to go. I will just transfer my steaks straight to my oven.
So the beauty here is really that we are using the Mini for cooking, for preparation, but also now to actually make the steaks perfectly medium. Fantastic.
So now I can concentrate on doing other dishes and getting the garnishes ready for our steak dish.
I bring the garnish.
Okay, so now we've been holding our steaks nice and gently, so we're going to finish those off by taking them out, and then we're going to glaze them.
Look at them. So actually, I think from outside it still looks the same.
Yes, but I think that later on when we look inside, it's the difference you'll see.
All right.
So I'm just going to take these steaks now, glaze them with a little bit of garlic and butter.
Okay, perfect. So, and I will prepare our sides for this in the meantime. So I have prepared some small little potato gratin, what we just want to nicely gratinate. And also we want to do on the side to nice roasted steaks, some grilled vegetables. So I have some white broccoli, some baby carrots, and some small peppers. So those one, just a little bit of olive oil, some sea salt. And because we want to grill it, I set up now the Convotherm for the right settings, and I'm using a special accessory, our grill griddle, to get nice grill marks on our vegetable to have an authentic look to it. And because it's a short roasting item, I will actually place the griddle during the preheating phase already inside my Mini. So for that, we are going now back to our manually cooking. I'm choosing now convection air, temperature 220 degrees, that's more than enough for roasting. Time I set again to infinity. We will use our tray timer again, and as the cavity is cold right now, the unit goes into preheating. All right, so now our Mini is ready and preheated. Also our grill griddle, what I placed before inside, is hot and ready to go. So what I'm doing now is I'm just open the door, place my baby carrots on there. Actually, you can hear the sizzling. That's nice. That gives us, in a quick, short time, a nice coloration and browning. Our broccoli. And let's place some of the small little peppers on there as well. So, on the other side dish, we want to have our gratinated potato gratin. Two of them there. We close the door. And now we are actually using our tray timer like we used before. So we have our potato gratin, I would say around 8 minutes. And we have our grilled vegetables, we are taking 6 minutes. There we are. So the beauty again is we don't forget anything. Paul can take care about his steaks, I can take care about other preparation, and in less than 6 minutes we are ready to serve fantastic steaks. All right, now our gratin is already outside. Let's take out our grilled vegetables. So here we have now a nice browning. Also here the crispiness and the browning, a feature inside our crisp and tasty feature, helps us actually to remove the steam in seconds out of the cavity, and actually will brown and crisp up my product really, really fast. And as you can see, we have, oh, it's pretty hot actually, nice grill marks on our product. So just put them back in the container.
So while you season those up, Andy, I'll start building the dish.
All right.
So we have our steaks that we hot held.
Nice. I mean, We also will have a look inside in a second.
So a bit of salt.
So let me give,
Take some fresh horseradish.
Nice.
And some extra butter.
Ah, for the flavor, huh?
Yep. And then we follow it with our potato gratin.
And some nice, freshly roasted root vegetables. And some peppers as well. Now, isn't that look as a beautiful dish? I mean, a nice thick steak, nice gratinated potato gratin, and freshly grilled root vegetables. I mean, if you're getting served something like that, oh, I would be happy.
And again, we do it nice and simply, using the oven to do all the hard work for us. But again, that's the outside. Let's have a look at the inside. So there's our other steak.
Nice. So let's have a look inside. As we said, we want to have it nice medium. Wow, beautiful. No gray rand, juicy, nice pink color. And of course, this one will be the same.
So we talked about, obviously, the grilling side of things.
Yeah.
We did low temperature cooking. Now, the final part of any part of any kitchen life is cleaning. So again, I want to clean down very quickly because I want to go out and have a beer.
Yeah, typical for you UK guys, huh?
Indeed. But obviously, we've done a lot of grilling. The oven's going to be very, very messy. So we're going to just talk about how we clean the oven. Again, all our minis are fully automatic cleaning. And again, with the new Mini, very, very simple to use and a lot of features in there which are going to be beneficial to you. So again, we're going to just have a look at our touchscreen here. I'm going to go to these water droplets here, and this brings us to our cleaning management function system here. So again, new things with the Mini is you have a greater selection of cleaning profiles. So I can have light, medium, or heavy. So for example, I've done a lot of heavy grilling. I can select medium. And while that's going, if I feel I need to give it a boost with some more chemical, I can then use some of these boost functions. So I'll give it extra clean, or if I want to make it more shiny, I can use a care step. I also have simple water flush and express mode as well if I want to do a quick clean. So I can do that, press the button, and the oven will automatically go into cleaning mode. But also if I'm using a frequent profile that I like the most, I can go to my favorites and save those in my favorites. And the beauty with our Mini is it's self-dosing. You don't have to touch any chemicals. It's putting the right amount of chemical in the cavity. So again, very efficient, easy to clean, and obviously saving on chemicals and environment as well. But also from a space-saving perspective. So again, we're in a very small section of our restaurant. So this is, could be in a garde-manger or in room service. If I've got no room and I need it for other storage, I can also use our built-in cleaning system here. So again, I have a drawer for my cleaner and for my care agent. So again, a nice compact solution. So that covers the whole thing. Andy,
I think
we've done now, so let's just have a quick overview and wrap up.
Yeah, I think just to finalize and wrap up what we just did today, I think today's video, it shows you quite nicely how perfectly the Mini fits in your kitchen on the individual station and without any compromise. So from roasting, grilling, steaming, in delicate items like sous vide cooking, high temperature roasting, but of course even for baking, the Mini is the perfect solution to assist you beside our bigger units, our Max Pro for example. If you have any more questions or you need further information, please visit our homepage www.convotherm.com. And that's it so far. Thank you for joining us today. Paul, thank you very much.
No, thank you, Andy.
And I think it's time for us to get a nice chilled beer.
Indeed.
Indeed.